Hey everyone, it's Mackenzie Pyatt here at the Digital News Desk here with this month's Health and Wellness segment. I'm here with April Bennett. She's here with Cornell Cooperative Extension. We're talking about the New Year's resolutions and a few different ideas too than what people are kind of used to hearing year after year with those New Year's resolutions.
Yes, every year we make these New Year's resolutions, and sadly by the end of the month, many of us do not follow through.
I think there's a certain day too, right? And
Yes.
it's sometime in January, a few weeks into the new year, that people are usually quitting those resolutions.
The research is not great. It says that after the first week of the month, anywhere between 64 and 94% of people will abandon their resolution. So not very promising when it comes to trying to make some changes, but we do actually know why that is. And so, yeah, we do have some ideas for how to help people be more successful.
Yeah, and so one of that's probably to set a goal that might be a little more attainable than trying to completely change your habits.
That's right. That's really important, is you have to have a goal that is specific enough that you're going to be able to know if you are successful. And you have to be in the right mindset in order to be ready to make a resolution. So first question we think people should ask themselves is, do you actually want to do this, or do you want to do it? So is it something that you really want to achieve, or is it something that you feel like you should achieve? Because if you aren't really intrinsically motivated to do it, you're probably not going to follow through. So when you think about your goal or your resolution, does it make you feel excited and happy to achieve it, or does it make you feel stressed and nervous, or kind of go with your gut? So you have to really want this goal. If you don't, it's probably not your goal. Maybe in a few months, maybe we should look at another goal.
No, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So that's step one. And then you need to think about, what is your why? So you need to have a really compelling why behind your goal. Why do you want to achieve this thing? Because that why is what's going to carry you through the journey. This is not, setting goals, making a resolution. It's going to be something that's going to be long term. It's going to take a while to get there, and we know we're going to have bad days. We're not always going to be able to follow through on our resolution every single day. So we need a why that's going to remind us that there is a bigger goal in sight, that we really do want to achieve this.
Yeah, making it important enough that you want to keep following through.
Yeah. If it's something that means you're going to have to change your whole life in order to achieve this goal, that's probably not realistic for most people. It has to be something that you can start today or tomorrow and follow through on. So is it realistic? Is it achievable? Do you really want to do it? And then lastly, are you going to be able to follow it through long term? So will you be able to see this goal through to the end? And will it be able to become part of your regular lifestyle and not just a short-term goal that we achieve and then forget about and then relapse? We don't want to see people relapse. We want to see people continue to be successful.
Exactly.
So if you answer those three questions and you can say yes to all of those things, then we can help you really make sure that you're successful with that goal. And have you set any New Year's resolutions?
I haven't yet. I need to get on that, I think.
Well, I have good news for you, which is that New Year's resolutions or goals don't have to happen just because it's January 1st.
Right.
So,
I think I've got a lot of changes coming up this year,
exactly.
so I'm just kind of waiting to see how things go first.
So this may not be the time for you to take on something new, and that's really good to know, and you should be proud of that instead of feeling like, oh, I'm not successful because I'm not making this resolution. So if there's a better time of year, you could do it at a different time of year. I did a little research, and I found out that we've been making New Year's resolutions for thousands of years. And we've also been failing at our New Year's resolutions for thousands of years.
I wonder how many of those have actually been successful. Well, and in your position, too, I'm sure you hear all types of New Year's resolutions
Absolutely.
as well.
The struggle is real for all of us, including those that work in the nutrition department and the public that we serve. But in thousands of years, the original New Year's resolutions, they actually happened in the spring. So with the calendar of the ancient Babylonians. So you know what? If January is not your time to make a change, There's always next month.
There's always the
another.
spring.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Don't
Take
give
your
up
time.
on it too.
No.
And now, are there any resources you would recommend for people that, maybe their resolution is to eat a little bit healthier or start working out, the typical resolutions?
Absolutely. So there's more resources out there than ever before. In fact, we now have apps. We have AI that can help us with our goals. Even one of our traditional resources that we always recommend is myplate.gov. They've even gotten tech savvy. So there is an app where you can put in your goals and they will spit out a meal plan for you. They will let you know what your target calories are, how much physical activity you need to get based on your age, your weight, kind of where you are currently in your situation, your health. So there's some really great technology out there. You can even get tips through your Alexa. And there's all kinds of things. And social media, I think, is a really wonderful. Social media is not the place we usually send people to get nutrition information necessarily, but it's a great place to get support. So that's one of our tips, is that you need to have some support and accountability if you're going to make a change. So whether that's somebody at home that's going to be rooting for you and helping to keep you focused, but if you don't have that person at home, it can be a social media group. So you can join a group of people who are all working towards similar goals, so that you can help keep each other accountable. Or even if you don't have that, like writing it in your journal, like finding a way to remind yourself that this is your goal so that you can see that goal and stay focused.
And start small. You don't have to do anything that's life-changing right away.
That's right. So being able to understand the difference between planning and doing, I think, is a really important tip for people. I am great at planning for goals. So, if you want to be more physically active, going out and buying a new fitness outfit or signing up for a gym membership is not the same thing as actually hitting the gym 3 days a week. And so we have to remind ourselves of that. We can get really caught up in the planning and get really excited about, our new fancy cooking equipment to make our healthy meals or something like that. But that's still just the planning. So we have to be able to, we should set a goal that we can actually start now. We don't need to go out and get something special for it in order to be successful, because if we already are encountering those kind of barriers up front, chances are we're not going to be able to stick with it. So
perfect.
Maybe we start, doing a little walking around the block,
Yeah.
or use a fitness app or YouTube and get some physical activity at home. And once we know we can get up earlier and be successful with that, now we can go out and get that gym membership.
Perfect. I like it. You want to focus on that goal first, and then you can add in the little stuff afterwards.
Absolutely. And once you achieve, that first little step, then you can bite off a little bit more, right? And then you can start to tackle other goals. But once you have one of those successes under your belt, you're going to feel a lot more empowered to make other changes. But if you try to make them all at once, we get overwhelmed,
Exactly.
and we will probably not be as successful.
Well, some really important tips. April, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks. Happy New Year, and to all of us achieving some new goals.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in.